Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video it's going to be the grungy makeup look. I haven't really done many looks like this and I really like them. I feel like it can be slightly messier on the eyes, not so much blending necessarily, and quite dark and things like that. And yeah, I just really wanted to do a slightly more of a grungier makeup look. So if you're interested, then please keep on watching. Okay, so I'm actually going to start off my eye portion first. Just like I said, it's going to be slightly messier, but if it's too messy I can also clean up with my concealer after I've done. So I'm going to first of all take my Lily Lolo eyeshadow base as always to prep and prime my eyes. So I'm going to start off with the Rituel Diffie Ashen Amber Eye Soot in Obsidian, which is like the dark kind of black blue one. So I'm going to use this as my base. I'm actually going to take it on the same brush I just used for my eye primer. And I'm going to start working this onto the lid. Now if you can use your finger it would be a lot more pigmented than this, but I kind of want to just lay it down first and then I'll go in and put some more pigment in the areas where I want it. So like I said, I feel like it can be slightly messier with the eyes. It doesn't need to be fully blended, I think. Which I quite like. So I've just got some of my fingers now. I'm using that for the main lid section. And then go back in with the brush. But I do feel if I'm going messy eyes, I actually prefer slightly more of a flawless face just to balance it out slightly. So I'm going to do kind of like a full-on face with this. Okay, I'm now going to pick some up on a just slightly smaller fluffy brush and just buff this along the lash line. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Nebula single eyeshadows. I'm going to actually start off with the grey one just here called Chiaroscuro. I'm not sure, I'll leave the name linked on the screen. I'm going to take it there, so it's like just a dark grey. And I'm going to use the same brush I used for the Obsidian colour. And I'm going to work this onto the lid just to kind of deepen that up. But I don't want to go in with a black just yet. And again, take it on a smaller brush for just underneath. Okay, then what I'm going to do is, like I said, this is going to look very, until I've got my foundation and everything on, this is going to look very messy. I'm going to take an eyeliner now, a pencil eyeliner. So this is the Gosh Forever eyeshadow stick. It's a metallic eyeshadow stick. It's waterproof and it's in the shade grey, but it's a nice metallic one. I have not used these for ages. I used to use these all the time. They're a great like eyeshadow base, really affordable from the drug from Superdrug. I'm going to pop this into the waterline. And kind of bring it down slightly below. You can get matte ones of these as well in kind of neutral colours, and actually I think they're still available. I mean, I did get these ages ago. I'll have to double check that one actually. I run this also along the upper lash line. I'm not going to add, I don't want this to be too kind of metallic-y, glitzy, because I feel like once you start adding shimmers and glitters, you can make it a bit too glam as opposed to keeping it grungy. But it's quite a subtle, because I put the black underneath, it's quite a subtle look. And then I'm going to take a brush and buff it out as well. Some right in the inner corner as well. And then what I'm going to do is take some powder on a fluffy brush and just go over this top section, because I don't add any more colour. I just want to soften it ever so slightly, but not too much that I lose the grungy effect. Just enough. Okay, so I brought it too far in this inner corner, but I'm going to sort that out with concealer when I get to the face portion. But that's kind of actually the eyes finished. I think I'm going to add mascara, and I may come back to add more in a bit. So I'm going to add some mascara, the Lily Lolo Big Lash Mascara. I wouldn't necessarily wear false lashes with this, because again I think that makes it too glam. I would just really kind of do extra coats of mascara, make them really thick, almost not clumpy, but really kind of layer that mascara on. I'm actually going to move on to the face portion now. I know I haven't done brows, but I prefer doing brows after I've kind of done the face portion. So I'm going to go in my Milk Hydro Grip Primer quickly. And then I'm going to use my Hint Beauty Concealer in Light as my foundation and concealer for this look. I'm going to take on my big buffing brush. I'm going to go quite heavy with this, because like I said, I kind of don't want any imperfections showing through. Because we've gone so messy, or I've gone so messy on the eyes, well, messy-ish, I feel like just to balance it out, a kind of more flawless base is kind of needed. And I don't mean necessarily cover up all my freckles, I just mean really conceal any kind of redness, any spots, stuff like that. Kind of give that really kind of nice flawless base. Concealer brush and the same product, just to kind of go in the specific areas where I need to. So obviously I need to pop some under my eyes anyway, and this is where I can slightly do some tidying up at the same time, but obviously like I said, not too much, because I need the eyes to be slightly more on the messier side than usual. Okay, so I think I'm happy with the coverage that I've got going on. I'm going to go in with some powder to obviously make sure that is all set in place. I'm actually going to set the entire face, which I don't usually do, but just I think I prefer slightly more of a matte finish as well with this kind of look. I will add a bit of highlighter, but quite minimal, I think. Okay, before I do kind of add some dimension and definition to my face, I'm just going to go and do the brows really quickly. So I've done my usual brows, but I am going to add a brow gel on top just to kind of make them slightly fluffier, maybe have them a little bit messier. So this is the Gosh Brow Sculpting Fibre Gel in Chestnut. I'm going to take this just to define the hairs a bit more, kind of make them stand up a bit more. Okay, so I'm actually going to do a little bit of contouring, which is quite unusual for me. I've got this e.l.f. Sculpting or Contour Palette. I'm going to take this shade here. And I'm just going to go very lightly and do this, because I don't want a heavy contour, but I think actually it would suit this look quite well. And then I'm not going to go in the bronzer, I'm just going to go in with quite a nice like blusher shade instead. What I'm going to do is take my brush I use for foundation and just go over it, just to make sure it is nice and like diffused and stuff. Especially on this forehead section where I think I've gone a little bit heavy. So I'm going to go in with a blusher, and actually the blush of choice is going to be this Nabla one in my little Z palette here. This is in the shade Kendra. It's quite a nice like peachy pink colour. It's nothing really intense, which I think again would suit this look quite well. So this is kind of more where I'm going to add the colour back to my skin. Because I think with these quite intense eyes, it makes me look even paler than usual. And I will take a little bit around the temples, because I quite like doing that with blusher. I think blusher works nicely with the grungy look as opposed to kind of bronzer, because I think it just warms the skin up too much. And for highlighter, because I'm going to go with a little bit of highlighter, Nothing crazy, but I am actually going to go one that's going to suit the rest of this. So like I said, I'm going to go more cool tones. So I'm actually going to take Lilo Rose, which I haven't done for a while, but a slightly more pinky one because I think it just suits better. Pick some up. I'm literally only going to focus this right on the high points. I'm not going to put any up here. I'm literally just going to focus this right here, and that is it. Because I feel like grungy looks, actually matte skin looks better, but I do want to just add a little bit of something because I do like my glow. But that is literally the only area I'm going to put that. And then onto lips. I'm going to go over my lips with the brush I used for the foundation. So for this look, I quite like the idea of going quite like contrast with the eyes and going quite nude. So my classic Lady Lolo Whisper lip gloss. Just like that. And then I think what I'm going to do is actually take a bit more of this just on the lower lash line and smudge it out a bit more just to get a little bit more of a messy under eye portion. Because I feel because I put concealer there and tidied up slightly, I'm tidied up a little bit too much. I'm going to bring it slightly further down than I would usually as well. Okay, and that is this makeup look complete. So something a little bit different for me. I don't always go this kind of grungy on the eyes usually, and I actually feel I still could have potentially gone a little bit messier on the eyes without it going overboard. I'm going to leave it here because if I keep messing with it, it's not going to look nice at all. But yeah, I prefer grungy looks where they are slightly messy on the eyes, but like I said, a more perfected skin just to balance it all out. But yeah, I hope you liked this look. I know it's not necessarily to everyone's taste, but I just thought it'd be quite fun for me to do something different for me and kind of experiment. And I really like how it turned out and stuff. And yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below on this look. Are you kind of a grungy person look, or do you prefer the slightly more, much more like blended eye look? Yeah, so thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Leave any requests for future videos down below, and I'll see you in my next video.